Saturday Showdown. Hanwha Life Esports versus
Be selected, and now we have Poppy. You mentioned this was the, this is essentially what Delight loves to play in the support role, and it's very good into what they're showing.
Well, it's great into what they're showing. It's also the combo with Azir, again, is one that we used to see all the time last year because of the wall and the fact you can set up very nicely. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be feeling too great here as the DN Freaks. I think the only upside is that the Kai'Sa, even though she has her ult for self-heal, isn't quite as hard to reliably get on top of as something like the Xayah would have been. But
as here's the comm for Hanwha Life Esports. Looks like we're ready to hop on the rift for game number 1. Let's do it.
I do also want to shout out Pioshik for going the Hot Dog Neferi skin. That one is amazing, and I'm really glad he locked it in.
Yeah, it's very much a Pioshik thing, I think.
Oh yeah,
Trades
yeah.
Is up on levels.
With the level up for Zayas though, trade still not too bad.
Look at this timing.
Dudu, he's in.
Oh, he's so baited by this. He does have his flash, but red buff Xin Zhao level 3.
There's no way.
And there's the knock-up, although, yep, the follow flash, and now Dudu in a lot of trouble, and they even get the kill over to Zayas.
Yeah, I was about to say, if he did, it would be for the grubs, right?
Yeah.
Trying hard for us, but I think this is the right call. Even with how slow teleport is, getting this wave crash in still allows you to roam towards mid or top if you do want to.
Well, we're going to see Zayas with some free time down on the bottom side. Might even get a plate this early on, especially as Jace with nobody in the lane at all.
Meant that he can roam towards the mid lane here. We'll have to go back to catch this wave, so it does mean that Peanut can only get a single one, and that is courtesy of Berserker and Life. Well done there. Have the prio on top side, meaning that only a single grub will go over to Hanwha.
Yeah, there was a lot of discussion and interviews after the games last week by Hanwha Life Esports talking about how they've really put a bunch of time into. They really want to stake their claim over this, and yes, they will. All four members of DNF are going to group up and take the dragon, and Hanwha Life Esports just say, you can have it. It's fine.
I'm going to contest it. There is also a very valid way of arguing here for Hanwha Life, which is we don't really need to do too much early. Giving up one suffered a good amount has been Dudu to both great play from Peanut and also some fault of his own with how that early lane played out. And even the play, it's not really enough to equalize it. And now we'll have to
so that is 4 grubs now for the team and for the Jace who is ahead. And you're going to be really enjoying that. Nice charm here from Bulldog. Nice amount of pressure. It's not quite enough to...
Fazley. Not allowing Dudu to trade back.
Yeah. And with these first completed items, at least, might have to hold that thought. Delight in an awkward spot. Doesn't have his Hex Flash. Doesn't have Hex Flash at all. I don't know about that.
Yeah, you know that I remember reading that for some people it's weird to just drink like a glass of milk with your lunch.
I mean,
not a thing.
As an American, it's not crazy for me, as there was a big campaign for a lot of us to do that as well, for the calcium. This dive is going to be huge, as the flash is fantastic, though, for Bulldog, but the knock-up is even better from Delight. Just makes him look silly under the turret. He uses flash and Spirit Rush and still dies.
Oh, how can play? If that was just Delight, he actually outplayed that, and we'll see. Pioshik might get the... Can he get it off? Oh, just out of range.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say, that was unfortunately, I don't know if DN Freaks are actually, they are, yeah, going to be able to use this timing window where Bulldog is going to come up soon, has TP, and Viper is dead. Even though it was getting executed. That's 2 dragons.
Ooh.
And Infernal, that's one of the ways where I do see that DN Freaks actually get a lot more longevity. The side lane situation, though, is getting increasingly worrying.
For Hanwha Life Esports in 2 different moments, but they're still getting huge lane leads. As now Peanut just kind of caught on the Rift Herald. He has his team coming over, and he's Xin Zhao, but he's still forced to flash away from the Rift Heralds. Now we got a TP coming in, though, so DNF not 100% sure if they want to go for this fight here, so they're just going to back away.
Wanted to gamble, could have taken the opening there, but with that second Drake, things not quite as dire.
Yeah, the 2 Drakes definitely going to be good, and it's good that they've got a couple of stacks and that they rolled a good soul. You can still do that, right?
Yeah, you
summon it over the wall. Like,
yeah.
That's still a thing.
Yep.
Doesn't really matter. Delays the charge by 0.05 seconds.
Oh, Life found out.
Yeah, Life is seen here. He is reconned with Flash. I would imagine that eventually he just, dashes away. Yeah, and really what it comes down to is how you play out this fight. Like, it is a Humble Life Esports lead, but it's not a gigantic lead that's insurmountable by DNF. It's not going to be easy. Bulldog has the angle here on Azeka. There's a little bit of damage, but, well, we talk about his Alistair, we talk about his Recon. Oh, just going to go in on the Ari here as Bulldog has to use the Spirit Rush. So that's a trade of ults. I would say that Zeka not having Emperor's Divide for the fight, though, is kind of a big deal.
It is, yeah. We'll see. Bulldog, obviously not sitting on his 200 spikes very far behind, but is going to TP in fresh. I think DN Freaks actually take control here of the river.
Yeah. Shock Blast missing as well. The poke going better for DNF, even with the super fed Jace at this point in time. And might just come down to a flip at this point. Peanut is in the pit, is now looking for the engage. Not going to hit Pyosik, but the smite still goes to Peanut. Life goes in, but just dies immediately, as that is not the engage you were looking for. Pyosik is burning, and he's just barely going to survive. 9-match winning streak for Humble Life Esports, though.
That'd be nice if they can bring that.
Could be broken as well. So we've seen many a team just try to just send it.
Yeah, flip it.
Otacon.
Why not?
That doesn't work.
No. They have to. Otherwise, they're going to lose the game anyway. I like it.
True.
Just flip it. Get the buff, win the smite fight, take them down, and then the gold lead's gone. Just get the buff.
Yeah, just got to try to flip it. Their one tank just lost Celestial Opposition and the Otacon.
I will not remember this day.
I enjoyed my time decently. So they're just going to take the Otacon, and DNF say, okay, you can have it. And now they're running away. We'll see how successful that is. As Zeus is frontlining, and he's chasing it, get away from him. He just keeps doing flips in their face. And they're just running away. It's the third time he's done that. No! What happened to Berserker? Where did he go? And he's going to withdraw, sure, but it's 2 kills for Humble Life.
Flash into their faces. Oh, just give him just give him the dragon!
Oh, they're not allowed to
give him
this.
Something!
They're not allowed to have this. Honestly, they shouldn't have even tried. Like, there's no world in which Humble Life let them have Infernal Soul Point.
Well, Bulldog is able to TP out. Does not lose to the Grom. Reminder that the best LCK game is one where there was as little action as possible.
Exactly. Violence is not the answer, ladies and gentlemen. We're just gonna never mind. Quick. We're just gonna end them immediately. Although that's a lot of damage from Bulldog as he nearly dies. Reminder: they still have the Otacon buff here, but yeah, they're just playing very, very aggressively because they do not care. 11,000 gold in the lead. The one guy who doesn't have the Otacon buff is the Jace. Zeka goes in. Even Delight is sending it into 2 people as the Otacon buff is no longer around. And Humble Life are like, oh, maybe we should back away. And that they will.
We can just leave. And they do.
The Otacon buff on Zeka expired while he was in Zhonya's. So it was actually better to not Zhonya's.
And that's Brendan Felda saying that.
Yeah.
That never happens.
It's the strongest item in the game. It's a lot more expensive nowadays, but it's still the strongest. Delight is sending it into 4 people because I guess why not? You know, this is how teams get back into games, by the way. Just make enough mistakes like this. I don't think it's going to happen, but yeah. Not really showing the respect to DNF at this moment.
Yet another reminder that sometimes violence is not the answer. So, you know, maybe don't jump into 4 people.
I don't think that's the phrase, Chronicler. I don't think there's a sometimes at the beginning. I think it's just violence is not the answer.
We're playing League of Legends, you know? Like, they're gonna have to take down the Nexus eventually. Unless...
Yeah, in League of Legends. Oh, Blast Cone, the disengage cone denied. We might actually have some action. Peanut in a bit of trouble. He is quite tanky, but he will be taking out the TP as well. Utilized, but it doesn't really get anything.
And then they did that, and then it turned out that they couldn't. As okay, the TP.
The flank TP, as Zeka has the most damage by far, by the way. Here comes Bulldog, he's gonna miss that charm. Peanut goes in onto him, gets charmed up himself, but no follow-up is there, and holding the windmill is Delight. And so no engage will come through for DNF. Two inhibitors still down. They really can't reliably leave their base after a fight like that.
Maybe it's
Immediate TP they should know, but look at the damage here out of the Baron. Pyosik trying to get in, but he's just denied by Steadfast Presence the whole way. And he's not even going to try to like flash and ult into that one. They didn't quite have the vision to get in. There was a control ward, so that's just
It's a lot of layers, certainly.
Yeah. We're trying to get in onto the Jace. That is a lot of flashes, but immediately Peanut comes in like the hero and says, get down, Mr. Zeus. And now we've got the engage coming in. Nice Zhonya's from Bulldog. I'm not sure it's going to be enough, though. Viper in the base, just taking everybody down. He does get extremely low, though, as Pyosik doing an incredible amount of damage with Berserker. But unfortunately, they lost whatever frontline they had, as in goes Delight, and he's got Viper for the backup. Zeka Feast checks the brush, still wins the fight. And Pyosik will live with his dogs, but that is not going to be enough to save his Nexus, as game one will go to Humble Life Esports.
잠깐만. 나 공격 20초. 야, 여기 간다. 미드. 발 팔았고. 한타 빠지고. 한타 빠지고. 형 봐도 돼, 이제 봐도 돼. 아. 야, 조냐야. 아, 봐줘. 낙하 먼저. 벤. 폴키 앞을 캐리. 폴키. 아리 볼게. 아리 잡았어. 오케이. 벤 노텔이거든. 야, 플래시 웨치 해봐. 밀쳐 잡아. 씨발. 내라. 앞뒤리 노플이래. 잡아줘.
Incremental leads, nothing crazy, no huge risks. Until, of course, later when they had the ability to do so. You can see the graph kind of unsure of itself. Went way down, went up a bunch, and then went way down at the end. We just know him so much for the Alistair. But yeah, he's just going to pick up the Rel.
Yeah. Gets the most CC. That I do really like, because the Rel has obviously an incredible amount of AoE teamfight CC. And that's the one thing that they were really lacking. You only have Meganar, and then the setup from Rise. That's not really too crazy. The poke, though, from Humble Life, I think is going to be feeling great. I like this comp from DNF, though. I do think that you have a lot of comfort for everyone. Champions are strong. You have great front to back, good engage. Range isn't even too bad, particularly when you get to the later levels with Berserker.
Forms on it here. Gnar for Zeus. It all kind of just makes sense over there. As we are ready, let's hop into the ring for game number 2. Italy is really insane, so it's definitely a good shout.
It's a team thing, though, right? I think he likes his Nidalee card, but the team's like, no other player that has many picks that make you go, oh god, please no. Between the Shyvana and the Zyra, and then the Neferi is, Bulldog!
He has to flash the Q this early.
Not great. Talia is one of the... going in?
He is indeed going in.
Oh, the two-man Q.
Yep. And Tristana also gets ignited by Delight. Really trying to exert as much pressure as possible.
Clear out the ward, and then Life a little bit later does the same as Zeus.
Well, he's going to hit Meganar at least, but I don't know if he gets out of this one, especially with the Permafrost landing. The heal comes in, but it's not enough. And there's no flash for Bulldog, so with Pyosik not on the map, looks like DNF don't really have an opportunity to fight over that. Yeah, so they will.
You're right. Corki has never been meta since.
Yeah. Well, it's just going to be a free Infernal Drake here for Humble Life Esports.
Can we save Zeus here?
I mean, everybody is going top. It's a 3-on-3 here. It's just a straight up fight, but the burst damage on the Zeus is enough, and the dash over the rocks for Peanut, as he will be taken out by Dudu's and Best. So we do have Zeka still on the chase. Bulldog just going to flash away from that one.
The lasting impact on your year is... And DNF, even with those flashes not being available, very confident to just set up shop. Much more viciously than we did, but it was very warranted.
Just dive in the top lane here. There's that Rune Prison into Spear combo, as Peanut taking a huge amount of damage. He's going to flash out. The timing on that was beautiful.
Makes the great escape. Peanut has to invest his flash, but he's going to be happy about that as, oh, Zeus, that's a mini-Gnar.
Yeah.
Who has his ultimate. Berserker's here.
And he's going to get hit by the ult of the Ambessa. That is just so clean from Dudu.
Them stay toe-to-toe. I think that their team fight comp definitely is pretty crazy. I want to see, did he know about the Sejuani?
가자. 빨라.
He said, let's go.
야, 세종.
Oh,
He
Sejuani.
needed the flash there, but not wanting to waste the time. This is a little bit rough, though, is because they went for that play and invested a lot of resources. I imagine that they were then behind on getting a base in, which meant that the Dragon still went over to Humble Life.
Zeus is just being bullied in this game. If he
hit
dies
Mega,
here, that's
though.
going to be 0-4. He does hit No, he doesn't.
No Mega.
No, just not going to hit it. And now, HLE Esports are like, oh, the hook. We got to jump ship. The hook is big. Peanut trying to dash over the rocks. There's no other way to get out for him, so he had to try. It's too. Nowadays, with this roster, we thought he wouldn't be, but... And also, he's not showing that carry potential. But this is the game where you got to carry.
He also had a chase game at the beginning of last week that actually was pretty solid. So if this is him, just him being the only performing member on his team, is even more respect for Keen, who somehow just stayed really good after doing that. Now, the one thing I do want to highlight, Dudu can't die, right? He's the guy that is the most fed, that has a ton of resources invested in him, cannot give up that shutdown. But the response from Humble Life doesn't actually end up doing too much, and that means the mid lane turret is going to fall.
Oh, looks like Peanut actually is going to clear it up. And now the whole team is here with the Realm Warp as DNF, they did not factor that in. Pillshake just going to die as they just simply did not get out in time as the Bulldog also going to be pulled off of the wall.
Are you aware of this?
The three of them were bought with Rise. Where do you think they're going?
No, it's level 2 ult. You gotta angle that differently.
Yeah. Yeah. The Chemtech Soul is actually pretty decent in this one.
Yeah.
The Nidalee and some big health bars here for
too
Hanwha.
late.
And yeah, I mean, they're taking so much damage. Viper, he doesn't have Cleanse, and even Arcane shifted in, and he gets hit by a Sejuani ultimate, but he's still not punished. As in goes Delight into that backline. He looks like he will be taken out, but so many low health bars here. And the Realm Warp in for Zeka. He wants more. They want to turn onto him, but Dudu not quite able to do the damage, but there it is. He is actually able to take him over. The rocks is Bulldog, and he will be able to take down Zeka and get a big bounty.
I hope that the Infreaks get something for the troubles, because the Dragon went over to Humble Life, and if they just get Soul Point and you don't get the Otacon, things are about to be dire. But Zeus does have TP, stacking the Narber, but only halfway there.
Yeah, it's getting pretty low. There's the TP. He might just come down to a smite fight. The burst from the poke is what they're going to go for. Viper has to Arcane shift away, and now Peanut, awkward spot for him. Zeka as well, TPing to his doom potentially. As Zeus tries to help him, but Berserker just hops away. As a big combo ult does come in, but the wall pushes them back into DNF. And DNF are rolling over them here in the top lane. Zeus all alone there. That's a triple now for Berserker. As Humble Life, they do not respect them on the Otacon. They want to take them down, but the turn from DNF is huge.
And they get the kills. They get the Otacon. They get a good amount of roses as well. And Humble Life. What was that? Great team fight from them. Oh man, the double knock-up.
Yeah.
Because if Vipers ends up staying alive, I don't think they can do that much more, but instead, Freaks. And look at that swing!
Yeah, and look at this. Peanut gonna get just comboed with all the CC they have, the Nautilus, the Talia, they come together. And Peanut not able to do enough on this Nidalee, just gets taken out. It's a 4,000 gold lead here for DNF, and they have so many blood. So yeah, this Dragon is going to be just given over, as you highlighted. Humble Life not going to flip the game on taking a Chemtech Soul right now. Zeus still no
less egregious than this one.
Or TP. Viper gonna get caught in the ruler spot on Ezreal. Missed his Arcane shift as well. Humble Life are just falling apart. DNF gonna probably take a Baron from here. There's no Ezreal on the Rift at all. As Viper's like, well, I'm caught, I can't flash. There's really no reason to flash. And that's correct, but the fact that he got caught is the bigger issue. As we got a TP coming in, it looks like Humble Life want to try to fight this one, but they're down a member and they're down so much gold at this point. The flash away, and in goes DNF. Delight gonna be caught here, and so will Zeus. He does hop the wall.
But surely the confidence that we have for DNF actually closing out this game keeps growing. But just don't let Peanut get a hit. But he shouldn't be allowed to, and he's not.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got a Tristana, you got an Ambessa. This guy is dying. Now, they do let the Baron leash, which probably a mistake, but probably more so because Pyosik was so low.
The second gonna TP in, I kind of wonder how they didn't expect the double back. I mean, Peanut and Zeka aren't close. I think they're gonna just burst it down. It's gonna be gone.
Yeah, 5K ahead. They're just gonna go for it. The Meganar is there for Zeus, but he can't get in. The smite is early, goes down to 30 and to Tristana, but it doesn't matter. It's a couple of kills going the way of DNF as well on top of the Baron. And now, you can just look to push to end from here. I mean, there is a dragon in 2 minutes, but at the same time, they still have the Baron push coming in. Now the wall and the Abyssal right on top of Viper, as Dudu is an assassin right now on this Ambessa. He's looking for more. He's gonna pick up Peanut, as finally he's able to let go and just dive into that back line and pick up 2, and he lets his team push in here up against 3. There's not much of a wave, but with Tristana, your pushing power is gigantic. As now even the flash on in, on top of Zeus. What's another death? Why not? There's the 8th as DNF will take down the turret, and they will take down game number 2 away from Life Esports. Delight and Zeka desperate to bound a bunch of magic on top of them with this rise, but it's not going to be enough. Down goes the Nexus, and we will have a game number 3.
내가 나가 아니야 우리끼리. 탑라인. 내가 넣어줄 테니까 달려. 물어봐. 맞춰봐. 내 프리터 세영아.
나르는 노플이야. 나르는 여기 잠깐만 나르는 이거. 나르는 노플이라고 없어 이거. 나무 하나씩 해. 나무 하나씩 해. 세영아 여기 무빙 한번 해줘. 나르게.
노플.
노플이야.
잡아.
예전 봐. 내가 잡아. 나 카운트 끝내자. 몇풀 있는데 무시해.
나도 봐 이거는.
나 라이트 했어. 다 말아 그냥. 나를 살려줘. 야왜 이렇게 세냐? 그러게. 나 강심 한 번만. 내장불 라이트. 다음 판 잘해보자.
Now,
Really, as I mentioned, great from everyone on DN Freaks. On the flip side, Zeus is the obvious one to point fingers at, but even everyone else, like Zeka walking up and dying, Viper failing.
Tarek.
Yes, also love this. Life is a big... don't get me... I like...
Just Tarek always falls so flat on his face every time.
I'm with you. I liked the Zillion a lot more. But when you think about it, they are playing what is effectively a full melee composition. They have to dive. You're playing Tarek. I just hope that Life doesn't try to do the, the ult in an attempt to block that. You gotta go aggressive with this.
On the side of DNF, we'll see if we can get them across the line in game number 3. They actually are the same color, though.
Yeah, I'm not memeing.
No, it's not a meme. It's
Diego, we like the shoes.
Yeah.
They're cool shoes.
So you're saying it could be a totally new story told here in the
third
book.
It has to be a continuation of game 1 and 2. I just don't know. Like, retroactively, you can make those games mean very different things, right? Depending on what happens here.
Yeah. Just, it's like you smelled something in the air as you were walking by. Okay, we got an actual play in the top lane. Peanut gonna get here first. And Berserker is going to have to flash away. And that's about all we're going to get. But Pyosik, he's just going to take 1 and leave. As now Equalizer comes down here. No action there, no action here, no action top.
Kind of payoff set up is...
Okay. A flash.
That's it. I was waiting. I don't know. I thought I was waiting for more.
No, I mean, there was no more. Response elsewhere on the map. Or will it be here on the Dragon? As they are closing in. There is a lot of vision denial, but they're on top of the Scuttle Crab. So they know this is happening, obviously. In goes Delight. He's got a 3-man knock-up opportunity, but he's going to let the Tarek ultimate decide. He's just going to wait in his ult before he goes for it. And now the Tarek ult is down. Viper gets a massive ult on everybody, and DNF are just caught against the wall. And the rest of Life Esports, as that'll be 4 kills in the hands of Life.
The ult from Berserker. And Zeka jumping in as well.
Yeah, you see Peanut starts off the fight.
좋아 보여. 미퍼
Looks good, he says.
미퍼 잡았어.
Go for Misfortune. I got Misfortune.
5공 잡았고. 용 신경 쓰지 말고. 나이스.
Don't worry about Dragon.
알리스타 임마. 그냥 은매 그냥. 나이스. 카링 도구.
Well, he was talking about Alistair. I don't know exactly what he said. Oh, Zeka, no! Oh, he does get the kill, but he gives a massive shutdown. Something like that. It definitely had that energy. He was aura farming a bit.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta. Zeka, R1's in, gets the E, and then gets CC just a little bit too. I think it was red buff. You know, I think by the time you get the second item,
Oh
it gets
boy.
tough as.
I mean, Flash is available here for Dudu. It's just not going to matter with all the CC they have, as one more auto will do it. Peanut does have to take the kill.
And I'm starting to get increasingly worried, Veldas, that game number 1 was a better indication, and then game number 2, Humble Life took a lot of liberties that they weren't allowed to. And then in this game, they're not going to do any of that. And they're going to play a very clean game of League of Legends.
In game 3. Probably should have just not given a random game over to DNF.
The lessons they learned in game 2 is what allowed
True?
them to... No, it's not true.
That's no, it is. It's like the story, you know? It's the narrative device. Dudu, well, he's just going to dodge some damage. That's an equalizer. That's also just going to hit the wave. Not sure if he meant that to touch the...
I don't think so. This play from Pioshik, try and punish. Oh, the wall!
Yeah, they had a ward in that brush as well. The flash on him. Pioshik might just be able to do this all by himself. Dudu trying to help out, just trying to bait him in, and it's perfect. Well,
Oh, no.
oh, hello.
Doesn't have flash, by the way.
Yeah, he doesn't have flash, he doesn't have clone, and it's Vi and Alistair. The jungle and support duo coming together once again. Not quite able to hand that kill over to Zeri, although Viper really wanted it.
Happy price. Oh, no, Dudu, don't do it. Dudu, no.
Yeah, he doesn't have flash here, as he is going to be knocked into the wall. And there's the stun. We got an ulting Zeri running after him. It's a very fast rumble, though, and he is going to be able to just run that one off.
The light missing the cube. Proactively engage. You have the tools. You have a great offensive combo. Don't just let Humble Life set the pace of the fight, because then they're going to do the same thing. Beta to sack Summer without too many issues, which they did 2 years in a row.
Just qualify.
Yeah, just
It's
qualify
fine.
somehow and then win, which, again, 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Happened in this game. Because either... Oh,
boy. Well, Berserker in a lot of trouble here, even without the Alistair. But with the Alistair, it's very easy, simple.
this Dragon's going to get started. And they do tag Zeka here. Good amount of damage coming through.
All right, well, let's see what this fight looks like. Might look very similarly to the next one. Flash on in. They're trying to be proactive, but the Taric ult a bit late. Finally is utilized as Humble Life were waiting for that one. And now they're going to press all their buttons, and the Taric doesn't do anything. Down goes Coach. Massive shockwave, but it's just too little too late. As now...
This game is, unfortunately, I think, a little over. I don't think that we're going to get another one. And that's just the end of it. That is Soul Point gone. That's now a 5k gold lead.
Delight.
Just Dubstack igniting onto people.
Delight's having a great time today. You can tell. Berserker's just off here in the jungle, just kind of hanging out, you know. Doesn't have a splash.
He's giggling as well. Oh, look, it's in there. You have the combo.
Oh.
Yeah, this doesn't matter.
Well, Degon has hit the ground here in this game. It's Degon here, the Tar.
Oh,
they're wearing the same shoes.
Oh, of course. Oh, I understand the
same sneakers.
No, yeah. What happened here?
Degon went for a little walk in the jungle.
Found a Kali.
Yeah. Okay, they're gonna put a nice ward. They spot the light. Good angle there.
Oh, Gigacon.
Oh no.
Faces out.
Zeka going in. A bit ahead of his team, but he has the Shroud as now looking for the kill, and they kill him before the Taric ultimate even hits him. And down will go Berserker, not even able to use his flash, as the Wombo combo is going to be towards the side of Humble Life Esports. It is a very one-sided affair. They get an ace 26 minutes in, and you know what? They didn't end the game, but they did end life again. He's got 12 kills! Zeka has 12 kills! And he's getting a 13th! He just keeps getting more! You cannot stop this Akali!
They need this! Come on, Hanwha! They've suffered enough!
It feels better if you push with Baron, though, because then all the minions are purple.
Not pink.
Not pink. They're actually purple.
They're actually purple.
Yeah. Stern talking to after game 2, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
Someone has to face check. Unfortunately, 2 people face check, and neither of them live to tell the tale. Ooh, yeah, that was stylish. The flash R.
이어식 봐라. 너 해라.
In italics. One of the classic Zeka champs. And now I think they're just going to press their buttons and kill him. The equalizer comes down, the Tark ultimate utilized as well. They don't care this time as they're just going to get into that backline. Viper finally picks up a kill again. Zeka nearly taken out, actually, is going to go golden. And there's a 14th. Can he make it a 15th? Yes, he can, because why not? Meanwhile, Zeus got a kill on Tadudu in the fountain. And so that will now be the end of game number 3. Hamalife Esports will end this one. 24 kills total, but 15 of them went to their Akali player Zeka in the mid lane. And that'll do it. GG Hamalife with the win tonight.
When they face up against Breon. And they definitely did here today.
오리 높을.
They definitely did. We'll listen in as they absolutely massacre DNF in their own base. We'll see if they had anything funny to say towards the end.
잡냐?
You got him. Okay, nice. Very straightforward. Nobody really saying anything.
오케이, 나이스.
Okay, nice. As Peanut's like, everybody's really silent. Maybe the vibes are not exactly the greatest after game 2, but it's still a very dominant game 3 at least. And, you know, a win's a win at the end of the day. So Zeka eventually ended up with more damage than Bulldog.
On Akali! Building only flat damage!
Yeah.
Oh, silly.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POM interview translation, joined by Zeka, the super soldier on the side of Hanolife Esports. Congratulations! You just took DN Freaks down for your second win in a row. How do you feel? It feels nice to get our second win in a row. I know that we had struggled in the middle of our match, but I'm just glad that we're able to secure this win. And yeah, DN Freaks really locked in game 2, and you ended up giving game 2 over to them. So what was the feedback there? I think they had a very early game-centric comp, and I think we ended up making too many mistakes in the early game, which went on to build a snowball over to them. And in game 3, the opponent showcased Misfortune and Tariq bot, and it's been a while since Tariq's last appearance. So what was the bot's reaction to this? I don't think we had much reaction to it. I think we did expect that it might be Tariq in the support because they had such a 5-man rush kind of a comp. But Delight was actually really good with dealing with that comp. So I think that was what really allowed us to secure the victory. And in Game 3, we got to see your Akali, which was her first showing in the LCK this split, and you showcased just how different an Akali skin ever is. So what are your thoughts on the Akali versus Orianna matchup? I've actually been on both ends of this matchup. And as you are able to play it out and just try to solve the game, there are some moments that Akali can actually create a lot of playmaking moments. So I think that's what I was looking for, that angle. And of course, Hanolife Esports team fighting is always jaw-dropping. So from the players' end, how do you perceive it? I think Hanolife Esports is a group of players who are really good at team fighting. And I think we were able to take a lot of advantages through team fighting in the end. And Peanut has reached another big milestone. He became the first ever jungler to reach 5,000 assists in the LCK. So can you congratulate him? Congratulations on 5,000 assists. And getting so many assists means that you are really just giving away kills. So I hope that he gives me more kills in the future as well. And your next match will be a Saturday showdown with T1. It'll be quite an important match. So what is your resolution? I'm really looking forward to this match. I think this is something that we cannot lose. And I think after all the feedback to prevent all the mistakes that we made today, I think we will be really prepared for that T1 match. And that's the end of the interview with Zeka. Back to the space. Thank you.